Hey guys, Paul back again, and in this video we're continuing on with our look at the Wealthy Affiliate Hub, and we're going to look this time at choosing the niche section of the hub. So in the original video we went through the entire hub. Now we're looking at the choose a niche section. Now we're keeping along the ideas of our horse riding. Now in the previous video I just chose horse riding, chose that niche, and on we went. This time I just want to have a look at a bit more information and a bit more advice on choosing your niche. Now, the niche obviously is the subject that you're going to create your online business on. Now, the beauty of this, as I mentioned in previous videos, is that you have the opportunity here to create your online business on any subject you like. I remember in my old cubicle days in the government, looking at people who worked within something they loved and thinking, how lucky is that they get to work in something that they love and write about stuff they love or sell stuff they love or whatever it was. And this is your opportunity to do just that. Now, any interest that you have, I mean, we'll work through horse riding, but you know, my mum's into scrapbooking, so I can type scrapbooking. If I could spell, I would type scrapbooking, and we've got scrapbooking there. So she could choose anything to do with scrapbooking. Gardening is another one. Gardening, barbecue. We've just come back from the US and there was lots of barbecue stuff over there. So all sorts of different competition barbecue, smoker barbecue. That's what we ate way too much of over there. Sewing, dogs, cats, fishing, camping, four-wheel driving, tennis, golf, soccer, cricket, football. You name it. You can create a niche on it, even down to things like coding and computers and networking and, health and wellness. Weight loss is a massive, massive, massive niche. There's so many different things with weight loss, recipes, cooking, you name it, it can be in there. So once you've come up with your overarching brand, like me with my horse riding, then the thing that you need to think about there is that the level that you want to work at, or are you going to go into a slightly lower level? Now, if we choose horse riding, there's trail riding, dressage, show jumping, western riding, barrel racing, polo, endurance riding, and then I can regenerate from that, and it will go through and find all sorts of other stuff. So equestrian clothing and accessories, horseback riding lessons and training, horse care grooming products, all stemming from horse riding. Now, if you go too high level in your niche, it may be harder to, cover everything you want to do straight away. If you go too low, you might run out of subjects very quickly. But the thing with that is you can always grow it back out. Now, one of my sites I used to have was called Beach and Fishing. It was to do with fishing. And that's what I wrote about. And then all of a sudden I found myself drifting into camping. And then I was writing stuff on snow skiing. Then I was writing stuff on RVs and mountain bikes. And, anything that was outdoors, my site suddenly started to grow into. So you can always expand as long as it's within the same general niche. So if I've got horse riding here, I probably wouldn't want to go into gardening unless you're talking about using horse manure for gardening, I guess. You probably wouldn't want to go into, computer coding from a horse riding site. So the thing to just think about here is what you really want your niche to be on. As I've said, if it's too high, it does give you a whole lot of writing options, but it might be too high for anyone to really have an idea on what you're really trying to sell and to gain authority on that site. One of Google's things that it looks for when it ranks sites is whether you're an authority, whether you seem to have a knowledge of that, and if that all meshes in with your site. So going too high has that risk. Going too low, as I mentioned before, you may run out of things to talk about, but you can branch out. I personally think horse riding's okay, because there's a lot to do with, it could be horse riding for beginners even. I could probably just keep the niche as horse riding. So I'm going to choose that niche. And then when we look at branding in the next video, we can then start to think about how we want that to look and really build our site from there. The horse riding here is going to have an effect on the content that the hub gives you at the end. So just keep that in mind as well. All the content that it suggests will be based on this idea that you choose here. So just keep that in mind. But look, if I get to the end here and I don't like it, I just delete the hub and start again. That's the beauty of it. You can, if you get to the end and think, no, that's not really what I want, delete the hub, go through. I'll show you that in one of the future videos. Once we get to that point, I'll show you where you can delete it and go from there. Anyway, guys, that was the choose a niche section. Hope that was helpful. If you have any problems selecting your niche, or have any questions about niche selection, or even just want to know whether if you're choosing this niche, whether it's too high or too low, comment below and I'll answer any questions you have. Okay, guys, thanks for that. Have fun. See you in the next video. Bye.